Ardipithecus ramidus lived 4.4 million years ago in the northeastern region of Africa, present-day Ethiopia. An adult Ardipithecus ramidus would have stood anywhere from 3 feet 10 inches to 4 feet even, and weighed around 110 pounds. They also did not exhibit a high level of sexual dimorphism. These are fossilized seeds that were recovered along with other various creatures and plants that were near Ardipithecus ramidus' discovery site. These items suggest that Ardipithecus lived in a woodland or lightly forested environment, as opposed to the previously believed savanna theories.
It is like nothing we have ever seen before. It is not a chimpanzee. It is not a human. It is not something you can go see in the zoo. The only way you can see it is go very deeply into the past, recover its fossils, and then restore them.
Tim White is a paleontologist from University of California, Berkeley, and he led his team of scientists and researchers to a site called Aramis in the Middle Awash region of Ethiopia. The footage being presented to you is a dramatization of the sensitive methods used to unearth and discover the Ardipithecus ramidus skeleton. The partial skeleton discovered at the Aramis site was remarkably complete and gave us a great deal of information about the skeletal structure of Ardipithecus ramidus. Despite the close to complete skeleton of Ardipithecus, the skull base is largely incomplete, and so it is yet to be determined if the foramen magnum was closer to human or ape in its positioning. Ardipithecus ramidus had a small brain measuring roughly 350 cubic centimeters, which was about 20% of the size of our brain. Along with a small cranial capacity, Ardipithecus exhibited considerable mid-facial projection. The dental arcades suggest an omnivorous diet with no specializations to the teeth that are seen in modern-day apes. They also had reduced canines that are relative to more primitive hominids, however larger canines than all of Australopithecus. Ardipithecus ramidus was likely omnivorous and ate less fruit and less abrasive foods than chimpanzees and Australopithecus, feeding mostly on ripened fruits, succulent plant parts, small insects, and sometimes harder foods like nuts. There was less competition for food, leading to smaller, less specialized teeth and a more generalized diet. The hand structure of the Ardipithecus was found with the majority of the bone structure being complete. Normally, non-bipedal animals would employ a form of locomotion known as knuckle walking. However, in Ardipithecus ramidus, we see that the hand structure showed a short palm, as well as a flexible wrist and finger joint, which would mean that they did not use them for walking on the ground, but rather for moving in the trees and grasping branches. The pelvis of Ardipithecus would suggest upright bipedal locomotion, with the upper pelvis being positioned so that Ardi could walk on 2 legs without lurching from side to side like a chimpanzee. Conversely, the lower pelvis is more similar to that of an ape, to aid in climbing through. The most aesthetically unique aspect of Ardipithecus ramidus was the foot structure, more specifically the presence of the abductable hallux, or the big toe. This specialized big toe aided Ardi in grasping branches for better locomotion throughout the trees, and also acted as the access of the foot when the creature walked on the ground.
Less. When I Google, I only get depressed. I was taught to dodge those issues.